terms of how we got here. But let's talk about just these past few months, from the demonstrations in Iran that were taking place, but also these negotiations between U.S. and Iran that were also going on.
They have been ongoing, these negotiations, but if you remember, President Trump at first threatened to go after Iran in the last month because of the massive protests that you saw across Iran, and thousands killed, thousands of protesters, according to human rights groups who are keeping track of this. The president threatened Iran, and then he has talked very little about the protests, that is not the reason that President Trump wanted to go into Iran. He talked about these nuclear sites. Just at the State of the Union, the president said that he wanted to make sure that Iran didn't have a nuclear weapon, but he also said at the State of the Union that the U.S. had obliterated the nuclear facilities inside Iran. That is clearly not the case if he wants to go back and get rid of the enriched uranium. He wants to make sure these facilities are destroyed. I have to say it's quite unusual that they would go after Tehran in the daytime. I think one of the reasons that President Trump in the past, in his first term, didn't want to go after Iran, they were worried about killing people. That is obviously collateral damage, innocent people. We don't know what we are looking at in terms of the strike in Tehran, but it is clearly in broad daylight and people are likely on the streets. During these negotiations, I think one thing to remember is that as of yesterday, when these negotiations, and the president said he wasn't happy with them, the Iranians surely knew this would happen and would happen soon, that this wasn't just a show of force. President Trump was very serious about taking action.
Martha Raddatz, thank you for joining us. And again, Israel carrying out preemptive strikes in areas of Tehran. And we're going to return you to regular programming. We'll have a lot more on Good Morning America later this morning. I'm Michelle Franzen in New York.
This has been a special report from ABC News.
Comes after his wife, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, spent nearly 7 hours with the committee.
I don't know how many times I had to say I did not know Jeffrey Epstein.
Bill Clinton today saying bringing his wife in to testify was simply not right. Democrats today saying since Republicans subpoenaed Hillary Clinton, they should also speak to the current First Lady Melania Trump, since she actually did know Epstein. But first and foremost,